Macedonia in English. Just about everything you want to know.
German Foreign Minister Westerwelle to pay visit to Macedonia. German Foreign Minister Guido Westerwelle will visit Macedonia on 22 February to hold meetings with President Georgi Ivanov, Vice PM for European Affairs Fatmir Besimi and his counterpart Nikola Popovski. Macedonia's foreign ministry and the German embassy in Skopje said the German foreign minister is also scheduled to meet with SDSM leader Branko Crvenkovski. The talks will focus on Macedonia's EU integration process in light of the upcoming summit of the European Council in June 2013. Germany is considered as one of the key partners of the Western Balkans countries. In agreement with the European partners, Minister Westerwelle will use the visit to confirm the expectations related to the reform processes in the countries from the region and their advancement, the embassy said in a press release. Commissioner Füle sends letters to PM Gruevski and SDSM leader. EU Enlargement Commissioner Stefan Füle has sent separate letters to PM Nikola Gruevski and SDSM leader Branko Crvenkovski regarding the current situation in the country. According to his spokesperson Peter Stano, in the letters, Füle expressed his deep concern about the lack of progress in putting an end to the political stalemate in the country. He stressed that a solution needs to be found in Skopje. He urged both leaders to continue their efforts to find a solution to the current crisis based on political dialogue and compromise, and he urged them to rapidly reach a compromise which puts the country back on its Euro-Atlantic path, which is currently threatened. Stano said. Government spokesperson Alexander Georgiev confirmed that PM Nikola Gruevski responded to EU Enlargement Commissioner Stefan Füle's letter. Commenting on EU Enlargement Commissioner Stefan Füle's letters to Branko Crvenkovski and Nikola Gruevski, SDSM's Vice President Zoran Jovanovski said all of the opposition parties' activities, including the proposal made last Friday, are fair, constructive, democratic and positively oriented by the government, still fails to understand that one does things out of spite, and the international community has to highlight that. U.S. Ambassador on political situation in Macedonia. U.S. Ambassador to Macedonia Paul Wallers said all political stakeholders in Macedonia should launch activities while taking into account the country's broader interests. Well, I've said before, our position is that this crisis, if you want to call it a crisis, needs to be resolved for the benefit of the country. I think if the leaders of the government and the leaders of the various parties all work together for what's best for the future of the country, what's best for the future of the Republic of Macedonia, and not necessarily what's best for their own political parties, then I think this issue can be resolved, but they're going to need to sit down and work this out, and I think it's necessary to do so for the future of the country from all sides to work together, he said. Asked whether the opposition should return to the elections, Waller said he wouldn't like to comment on the specifics of how to overcome the misunderstandings. He stated that it was up to the political leaders to do so, but he reiterated that everyone should be guided by the country's interests, and if that is their imperative, it will be possible to overcome the situation. Early release of Tarchulovsky possible. The defense lawyer for Johan Tarchulovsky, the only Macedonian convicted of war crimes by the Hague Tribunal, said he could be given an early release as soon as next month. Tarchulovsky's lawyer, Antonio Apostolsky, said he had been informed by the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia that the early release procedure was already underway following an appeal from the defense. This means that the court has given a positive opinion about Tarchulovsky and that they are now only waiting for a signature from the head of the court, Apostolsky told Macedonian media. He said he hoped that, if all goes well, former police commander Tarchulovsky might be back in the country just in time to cast his vote in the March 24 local elections. SDSM accuses government representatives of violating election regulations. According to SDSM's Yanni Macraduli, PM Nicola Gruevski and several ministers' appearance at the promotion of new facilities or at the starting of the construction of new ones is a typical example of violation of the election regulations. Yesterday, the complete government team put itself in the service of the pre-election campaign of its mayoral candidates, thus violating the election principles in the Ostseodicho rules and starting the election campaign before the legal deadline. In a single day, Ministers Stavreski and Yanakieski appeared at the opening of sewerage in Dračevo. PM Gruevski was opening a multi-story car park together with Center Mayor Todorovic, while Foreign Minister Popovski was promoting the Prilep mayoral candidate Marian Risteski, Macraduli stated on Thursday. According to him, such activities are another example of why the government strongly refuses to accept the Ostseodicho recommendations on the election regulation, which ban and punish such behavior. Greek Foreign Minister briefs UN Secretary General on progress in name issue negotiations. I briefed him on the progress in the negotiations on the name issue and on Greece's positions, stressing our country's strong will for there to be progress within the framework of the efforts Mr. Nimitz, whose mandate has Greece's full support, has been making for the past 20 years. Greek Foreign Minister Dimitris Avramopoulos said following his meeting with UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon in New York. Greece has taken important initiatives in this context, such as, for example, our proposal for the signing of a memorandum of understanding with Skopje, though we haven't seen a response from the other side. We hope, and we mean this, that conditions will soon take shape in our neighboring country that will lead to a more constructive stance on the part of its leadership, he added. Swine flu claims fifth victim. Female patient at the age of 51 passed away at the city hospital 8 September diagnosed with swine flu. The patient was hospitalized on Tuesday in a very bad condition, breathing heavily and low oxygen level. She had the disease 10 days before being hospitalized. She was brought on 19 February as an emergency case. An infectious disease specialist was summoned right away who doubted that she had swine flu. The patient immediately received Tamiflu treatment. Unfortunately, despite all measures being taken, she passed away on 21 February. They informed from within the hospital. The number of people infected with the flu during the past week has increased.